What is going on? What is going on, guys? Welcome to this week's episode 114 of the STS Guys Podcast. I am Scott.
Hey, it's Larry.
And we are one half of the STS Guys, the weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about everything geeky, nerdy, and cool. Larry, since you're the only one here, what has been going on?
I would say it's been a week.
It has been a week. I don't often pat myself on the back. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, I do. But I fucking nailed that intro.
It was probably the best intro you've ever done filling in for Jeremy. So true. Well done.
Yeah, that's the I don't want to be that guy, but I am proud of that one. So, as you said, Larry, it hasn't been a week. It has, correct?
It's actually been 2 weeks because we didn't do a podcast last week.
We didn't. Yes, all of a large portion of us went holiday partying, so didn't get a chance to jump on the podcast. So, what's been going on these last 2 weeks, Larry? I know you got a story. You got to have a story. Please tell me.
Well, I got a little bit of a story. I'm going to share my screen real quick if I can.
I'm curious now. This one accommodates with it has photos.
There we go. All right. So we got a new review on Apple Podcasts from Fugly16. Dropped a 5-star review. That is a friend of the podcast, Vin. So thank you, Vin. I guess I could read it, right? It says, This podcast is a terrific listen for many things geek and pop culture. I often find myself laughing along while I listen at work, which is something I truly don't try to do as to bother my coworkers. But these guys just have a specific comedic gait that gets me. So thank you, Vin.
So Vin, just do what I do. Just have the headphones on at work and just start laughing hysterically. At a certain point, your coworkers just think you were that guy, and they ignore it. It's only awkward for like a week.
I feel like Vin isn't that guy, though. I think he's probably pretty quiet and doesn't want to draw attention to himself. But we
don't make a scene.
No, but dude, I think we sometimes forget about our audio listeners, but I know Vin listens every week. So just shout out to him and really shout out to every audio listener. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it, everyone.
What do you got, man? You said you did something pretty cool this week.
I did. Well, I don't. Not cool. I did something fun, I guess, is the best way to put it. There's this new thing going on out in the world, Larry.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of what's called a rage room?
A rage room?
Is that like rage room?
Is that like Rage in the Cage fighting?
Yeah, could be. No. So have you ever seen that scene? Of course you have. In Office Space where they beat the living hell out of the fax machine?
Yeah, of course.
Just imagine that you pay to just be able to do that.
Oh.
That is a rage room.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've seen this advertised before, but I've never done one. So you guys actually went and did that?
Yes. So I went and did one of the rage rooms. So I wish Jeremy was here because I know that we had always talked about going to one, and we never did get a chance when he was still here to actually do one as a group.
Yeah.
But it is different. Like,
what do? You get like a bat and start breaking TVs and tables and Goodwill chairs.
So basically, let me paint the picture, right?
Yeah, please.
So it's just a room about the size of a standard office, right? 8 by 8, 9 by 9, not a big room. In the middle of the room, there's one of those like tables that's been made out of the little caddy that used to have like when they rolled like the big cables. You know, they have those big wooden like wheel looking things to roll big cables on.
Yeah,
people always turn them on their side. You see them more as tables and not actually having the cable on it. It was like one of those. And then there was just bats on the wall. And you have protective gear on, right? Like,
oh, good.
Thing.
Good to be
like,
safe.
Yeah, you have they're like, put on a long sleeve shirt if you don't have a long sleeve shirt. And then I didn't because I wasn't anticipating needing a long sleeve shirt. And they provided me a thin tarp like material coat that I could wear. over that, right? Fun. And then like you have like one of those little like mask,
like a Dexter mask,
kind of like a Dexter mask. Yeah, like a Dexter mask. Yeah. And then they gave you like leather gloves, right? And basically,
Dexter leather gloves.
No, like the ones I got were definitely like ones that you'd use for like pruning your roses.
Oh, so less like Dexter, O.J. Simpson, and more like some gardener guy,
like Jan down the road. Yeah. So in this room is also a not a shopping cart, like the carrying shopping cart from the grocery, like the store.
Yeah.
Full of breakable items. There's beer bottles, liquor bottles, plates and cups and stuff. And one wall is concrete. It is legitimately a cinder block wall. And then there's like a little clip hanging from the ceiling about dead center of the room. And what you do is you can put stuff on the little table and beat the hell out of it. And there's a sledgehammer, a couple of bats, and a tire iron in this room up on the wall. Those are your weapons of choice, or you could just throw shit. And you get it for like 45 minutes and just go to town on the breakable shit.
All right.
So you can swing like bats and swing things, or there's little clips so you can hang like a beer bottle from the ceiling and then like smash it with the bat.
It like pinata style.
It's send glass everywhere. Fucking fun time. You
get it. That's why you need eye protection.
Exactly. You're thinking like, oh, that's dumb to have eye protection. Then you smash that first bottle and it hits this concrete wall and then it recoils back on you and you're like, I got glass down my shirt. That's why I needed the face protector and the shitty coat thing. But cool. One of my favorite things though about it was they also provide you markers. So the other walls, it is allowed to write on. So there was just some of it was just like, oh, my dad never loves me, like written on the wall, or like, I hate you, Steve. Two of my favorites. One of them said, I'm the boss, George. Fuck you. Which I was like, that's very specific to George.
Yeah.
Poor George. And the other one was the guy that just wrote on there. He's like, I have a small peepee, which I was like, I see why you would have a rage room for that.
Yeah, he's probably a frequent customer.
Yeah, but did you need to write that on the wall? Because, I guess you could go into these rooms alone. Like I went with a group of people and we put on the song playing in Office Space and just beat the shit out of stuff. I will tell you, one of the electronic items that we had, Larry, you would enjoy this. It was the same version of the phone that we have at the office.
Oh, really?
So we got to beat up one of the phones from our own office.
Yeah.
That gave me some catharsis. I will tell you that.
That's kind of cool, man.
But yeah, so it is super. Like I said, it was fun. I mean, you're done in like 8 minutes. Like,
I was kind of thinking like if you had 45 minutes, I feel like by the end I'd just be standing around being like, all right, can I go home now?
Yeah, I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like special like where they fill the beer bottles with sand, but you have to pay extra for the sand and stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that or if I just want to go. So I guess you could just go out and be like, oh, I'm going to buy some more shit to break. Like,
right. That's what they want you to do.
Load me up again. Yeah. But as something different to do is kind of like a go out. It was really fun. I did enjoy the time there, but yeah, it was not a like long-term enjoyment thing. You can go in there and laugh your ass off because you're doing what you did as a child. Like I remember back in the day, I'll tell this story because I bring it up. Back in the day, we used to do something kind of similar because my high school had outdoor racquetball courts. So it was just basically a concrete room.
Yeah.
That they had out in the thing. And so we'd go to like Target and Walmart, and up there we had this place called Shopco. We would go get all the AOL free trial discs. So we just empty their cart of free trial discs. And then we'd go take them into the room and wing those fucking CDs against the wall because they had to explode.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I used to do this as a child. Like, I should have just paid money, like charge people money for this because now people make a business out of letting you just break items.
Yeah, you could have been an entrepreneur.
See, I wasn't business thinking back then. I should have been.
Yeah. Shame on teenage Scott. That's all right. It worked out okay.
Yeah, it's so if you get a chance to go, I wouldn't go out of my way to go to one. But if you have a chance and people are out and hey, we want to do this thing, do give it a shot. It was pretty fun. Even one of the people in the group that I went with is more of a, we'll say, a higher class girl than the most of us, right? And she was in there breaking shit too. So even people
who doesn't like to smash something?
Yeah, exactly. That plate says Nana on it. Smash that plate. Screw you, Nana.
Who hates their Nana?
Yeah, no one hates. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So that was it was
awesome.
It was a different experience I wanted to share with everybody because I thought it's an entertaining story, especially I'll see at some point I'll snag the photo of some of the wall and I'll throw it up on our Instagram as a story or something.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
So you can see and try to read some of the funny shit that's up on the wall. So so that was that.
That's awesome.
But you guys, we got together not to talk about the things that we did over the last 2 weeks. There's something special that happened this week. A new movie came out. We'll call it the end of an era.
Kind of, huh?
Movie, right?
Yeah.
So the movie I'm talking about is, of course, Rise of the Skywalker. What else would we be fucking talking about?
Jumanji.
Yeah, Jumanji 2.
Cats. No,
okay.
You didn't see Cats?
Okay. I didn't see Cats, but we could talk about Cats and just from the trailers, how fucking creepy that movie is. There's some definite uncanny valley, uncomfortableness that's going on in that movie. I am actually fearful of the Cats movie.
I kind of want to see it. Tyler Calvert just jumped into the chats and said Cats as the same time I was saying Cats, so that's an awesome coincidence. But I think he saw it. I know he's got a review up on his channel that I haven't watched yet. But I kind of low key want to go see the Cats movie because it looks like things I'd see in my nightmares.
So first off, Larry, you want to go see it for Taylor Swift? Come on.
Well, yeah, that's just a bonus. So, but she looks like a cat.
Yeah, meow.
I heard the soundtrack's out on vinyl. Not picking that up.
Yeah, gonna get the soundtrack to Cats.
Anyway, Star Wars, baby. Spoilers, by the way, if you have not seen Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, spoilers.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna talk some spoilers. This one, we with some of the stuff we have to talk about the end. So,
all of it, spoilers.
Spoiler, yeah, just in general, we are gonna be talking spoilers. You know what? We got this new little feature here. Give me a second.
Oh, there you go. We could have talked over that. I didn't know what you were doing. Audio listeners on StreamYard, Scott access to a little what's it called? Ticker tape thing at the bottom.
Tape,
it now says spoiler alert.
Yeah. So we have the spoiler alert going on. So we're talking spoilers. I'm gonna leave this one on here because we talk about movies a lot.
Yeah, just leave it on the whole time.
It's
completely fine. Now, if somebody joins, they won't think, oh, this is safe. The internet's not supposed to do spoilers for Star Wars yet, but I think the majority of the people who want to see it have either seen it or are going to see it tomorrow.
Yeah. And we have now stalled to give you enough time to go here. So
what'd you think, man?
All right. So as you had talked about, I read the reviews.
Yeah, we both did, right? We talked about it at work on Thursday morning.
Yeah. I read the reviews.
I couldn't stay away.
I could stay away. I didn't go through anything with a spoiler. But I did go look at some of the meta aggregate reviews and stuff like that. So I could kind of grab the main publication stuff that wouldn't potentially spoiler it. But even those were not kind. I stayed away from fan reviews, but just went with the
Thursday morning there really weren't any fan reviews out yet.
Yeah.
Right. I read more on Friday morning.
Or I should see maybe not even this app, but articles written by fans and that sort of thing. Sometimes they got to see it early and they're out there trying to ruin that shit. I'm like, nope, nah, I'll stick with like the main publications. But nobody really seemed like they actually liked it, and that had me worried going into the movie.
Yeah, same. It was super negative or indifferent. Some of them were like pretty brutal. I'm looking for the headline that sucked me in on Collider. It was quite grim, and I'm just like, ugh, like, do I really even want to go see this tonight? But of course I'm stalling as I look for it.
Right. So
there's way too many
Star
Star Wars articles on Collider, man.
Yeah. Well, as you're going through, like I'll say this.
Oh, I found it. Oh, so the headline of on the Collider article that went up on December 18th was Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker review. What a piece of junk. Like, there was no way I wasn't going to read that article.
Ooh.
Right? What a piece of junk.
Yeah.
Did you think it was a piece of junk?
I didn't think it was a piece of junk, but I think that like hating on Star Wars movies when the Star thing comes out, because this was already a controversial Star Wars movie. It's the last one. Yeah. People didn't like the one before it, and they got JJ back. So it's like, like there's this whole hurrah about this movie. I think that the hate game on the Star Wars came out a little strong on this one after seeing it. But I think it did good in the fact that it kind of set my expectations going into the movie so that I wasn't getting my hopes up like, oh, this one's going to be good. Force Awakens was pretty good. So, we're going back into JJ territory. So I think like it definitely stopped me from kind of being like hitting the hype train, like getting hyped up for the movie.
Yeah.
Cause I am excited, man. I don't care what it is, dude. It's Star Wars. Shit. I even like the Star Wars holiday special. Like Star Wars stuff is good, so I'm a big fan, but
I want to be, we'll talk about that. I've talked about that before. So yeah. So I don't know, dude. Like you said, I think I think a lot of the articles that came out early were just kind of clickbaity. Like you didn't want to, like, you couldn't be middle of the road. You had to either be like, this is the greatest movie ever, which no one really seemed to do, or you got the Collider article, what a piece of junk, just because you want to suck people in and you want those clicks. You want somebody to read your article. I mean, it worked on me. So I get it, but I'm with you, man. Like, I feel like they were almost overly negative.
Yeah, it was like just that thing where I'm like, it's cool to be negative.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I don't.
So what'd you think though? Did you like it?
So
not perfect, right? But it was pretty good.
But I liked it. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
It kept me entertained. And that really that's all. Like, I'm at a movie, it doesn't have to be this. That's why I fucking hate like critics anyway. Like, every movie has to be this perfect cinematography and this perfect like Oscar-worthy movie. Yeah. But like, I'm going to a movie so that I can like be entertained. I don't need to be like, ooh, artistic expression of the director. Like, it doesn't matter to me. So go ahead. Like, I was entertained by this movie. It's 2.5 hours long. I didn't think that, like, at no point was I like
that's a good point.
That 220 mark is got to be coming up soon here.
Usually when movies get more than 2 hours, like I get they have slow points where you get bored. This one's got so much going on, maybe almost to a fault, that, yeah, you're right. It didn't feel like it was over 2 hours.
Yeah. I think one of the things that dragged me, and you touched on a point with this, is I really think when they went into like writing and starting kind of this film process, they thought they would try to get more movies out of it. Cause there was tons of
this last one.
Yeah. Like, I think when they originally were thinking, they're like, oh, we're going to do, up through the 9. And then we're going to, maybe we'll have 10, 11, 12, and do that saga. Cause there was like, after the Last Jedi, there was tons of like plot points and little plot threads and things that they had to like issue out in this one that, yeah, there was so much stuff going on. You think like, there's a little too like this should have been spread out over into some of the last movie.
Yeah.
I'm
so
like,
that's my biggest complaint about Rise of the Skywalker is that it just like it's not necessarily against Rise of the Skywalker. It's the entire trilogy was just a mess.
Yeah.
Like Force Awakens was way too is way too similar to A New Hope. Last Jedi, they introduced some stuff, didn't really move the story along a whole lot. People complained, and then they come back with Rise of the Skywalker and walk a lot of the Last Jedi stuff right back, answer questions that were already answered in The Last Jedi, and it kind of opened up new stuff. Like it doesn't give it time to like do much in the way of character development or move the story along. It's just like, oh crap, we gotta do these, check these boxes and wrap up the story real quick. Like it was fine. It's just really that overall, the whole trilogy just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's not as okay. So it's in between the OG trilogy and the prequel trilogy. Yeah, the prequel.
Yeah,
trilogy.
I mean, to be fair, like you're trying to please millions of Star Wars fans, and you're not going to absolutely please everybody. Like they kind of got to realize that and just go with it. Yeah. Like you're almost trying too hard to be safe. Yeah, that's my problem with Mandalorian too. Like nothing's really happening in Mandalorian. Like it's just kind of there. Yeah, people love Baby Yoda, but like story wise, doesn't really do much for me.
So I kind of dig like my thing is with the Mandalorian is I think they each should have been longer.
Yeah,
and sure. Kind of did some points because they're all kind of like independent movies, right? At this point, like.
Yeah,
a lot of them,
but it's almost done, and really, we haven't gotten anywhere.
Yeah, so
we'll complain about that later.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get a little bit more next week or whatever. So, after once it ends.
Well, while we're talking Mandalorian, let's talk about the fact that Baby Yoda wasn't even in Rise of the Skywalker.
Come on. Other than professional courtesy, like I don't know why they moved the Mandalorian. I know this we're talking. It's all over the place.
In Mandalorian spoilers for episode 7, I think, because Baby Yoda heals that dude, and then Rey can heal people.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's like, look, they're sort of interconnected.
Yeah, like the power that Baby Yoda established is like, no, it's either it's been something for a while because it's really hard to invent a new force power that no one has seen yet, and like
Like, why couldn't Luke do that?
Yeah, or any of the Jedi, you get hit by a blaster if you're not dead when you hit the ground. Like, heal the fucking, your Jedi. Like, Order 66 loses a lot of its punch when, you could potentially get hit and your Padawan gets hit and you could heal them. Like, it's very much
right. Star Wars basically became a big game of Fortnite.
Yeah, right. You can respawn now.
Well, you go over and heal your buddy, right?
Yeah, like you can heal.
Yeah, you go there and help them out. It's not even respawning. You go over there, and as long as you don't get shot, you can heal.
To be fair, there was some kind of respawning in this movie too. So, with that power,
true. Because people died. Well, who? We spoilers.
All right, so they got like the whole idea, like a video game thing is like, oh, I'll trade my life for yours.
Yeah.
Like, and then they fucking brought back Palpatine. When he sucked the Force out of them, because a new power that he has of reverse Force lightning, I guess. It's like, I can force lightning you and then grab your remaining force and heal myself. Like,
it was weird, man.
Yeah.
Palpatine wasn't even in this movie very much.
No.
After all that, like, I remember watching that first trailer with you that they played at Star Wars Celebration. And we were both like, was that Palpatine? And we were like, so excited. And then, like, kind of a letdown, man. He wasn't even in it that much.
No. I actually like the Emperor and I like to imitate it, but then when you actually hear the way he talks, it actually kind of infuriates me. And it's to the thing of like, I always forget about it, right? Because like as soon as I'm done, I'm like, the Emperor, like that whole like shtick is so cool. Yeah, he's like, unlimited power. Yeah,
he's got some good quotes in the older movies, but
like he's bad, but like, ugh.
Wait, hold on. So he's Palpatine's also Snoke, right? Like,
so yeah, so
how did that?
So that's the thing I wanted to, because. All right, so a couple of things. Can I go through my gripes? Because let's go through the gripes. I think it'll get into that. Because I had a couple of things.
Do it.
You started this goddamn movie halfway through a story, like
2/3.
No. What I mean is like, so you have the scrolling marquee that's like everyone in the universe heard Palpatine's voice, and now Kylo Ren is searching for like the Sith Lord, and then it picks up with him getting the holocron so that he can go out and find it. But like, don't give me that is not the setup of like the where the movie, like, you needed to start the movie with everyone just like enjoying their day and hearing the Emperor's voice. Like, you don't write that in the scrolling marquee. You show me that.
Yeah, no, true. So but there was no time. Yeah, they're trying to cram too much stuff into this movie.
Exactly. Like, and it wouldn't even need that much more. Like I said, I would just like, scenes of different universes just walking and then everyone hearing the voice.
Yeah. And you know what? Even the way so that's how he's kind of introduced, right? With Kylo. But even when they introduce him to the Resistance, like, that whole scene's pretty lame too. Right? Poe's is like, yeah, so the Emperor's back, and everybody's like, I'm a little sad that the worst thing in the entire universe is back.
Oh, I'm a little sad that I was a Hobbit and now I'm in Star Wars. I got both.
Yeah, that guy.
Yes.
Right. That whole thing was, but same. Like, they didn't have time to appropriately introduce him to the good guys either.
Right. They're just like,
rush it and be like, all right,
he's going to be in it. And I was
he's going to destroy stuff in 16 hours.
So
it was like so fast. The end of the world was coming, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah,
where's Rey?
Yeah. Okay. Here's another thing that bugs me about this movie. This movie is the first time on screen at the same time we have Finn, Rey, and Poe. Up until the end of The Last Jedi, Rey had never actually met Poe.
Really?
Yeah.
They're best friends, though. Are you sure?
But they're like friends, right?
Yeah.
And this whole thing. But this is the first time we've actually seen all three of those characters in the same location at the same time.
Okay. I do like Poe and Finn, like, as friends. And I do like Finn and Poe as friends. Wait, I just said that again. I do like Finn and Rey as friends. I like that whole relationship. So it was like, that was one of my favorite parts of Force Awakens, how Finn's kind of looking out for Rey. And it was cool to kind of see that back in the early parts of this movie.
Yeah.
But you're right. They're like the three amigos, but like on screen, they haven't spent much time together.
So maybe I missed it too. Here's another gripe. So it started off weird. Those people were never there together.
Yeah.
Halfway through the movie, Finn's gonna say something to Rey.
Yeah. Thank you. That's on my list too. Because I made
on the list too. He never actually explains what he was going to say to her.
No, and they bring it up like 2 more times.
They do.
Right? Once they get through that sinking sand pit thing, like, Rey's like, so what were you going to tell me? And then Poe brings it up later to Finn. He's like, so what were you going to tell Rey? But they never say what it was.
Yeah. So okay,
maybe it's because he moved on and he didn't need to confess his love for Rey. Right. Because he got his new girlfriend.
Well, and what happened to his ship with Rose?
I don't know. Rose wasn't even in this movie. That's on my gripe.
She was with the Hobbit guy.
Yeah, but like Last Jedi, she was like a main character. She was in it a lot. But then remember, people complained that they did not like Rose, and they made that actress, like, they were so mean to her, she quit Twitter and stuff. Yeah. And I feel like JJ's like, oh, people don't like Rose. We can't have her in this movie.
Have her, right?
Which, so not cool. Like, she was fine. She was a good character. But yeah, she's kind of almost entirely wiped from existence in this movie.
Yeah. So they set that up.
Tyler Calvert says, in regards to the what Finn was going to tell Rey, says it was revealed later that Finn was trying to tell Rey that he's Force sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
which he shows like at
the
the end too. He's like, that big ship by the 100 big ships is the one we need to go after.
Yeah.
How do you know?
It's
Just a feeling.
I have a feeling. Like, dude, first off, you know about the goddamn Force. You'd be like, I'm pretty sure it's the fucking Force. like you don't have to be like, oh, it's a feeling. He said that a couple of times. Like
He
that.
did,
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so there's a couple of gripes I had. Yeah. As Tyler, I think, had brought up, like, that Palpatine was Snoke. Apparently,
he's some type of clone though, or something,
yeah,
right? Because
like
there's a whole
vat
of
there's a bunch of them
of like
of
Snoke's just
bodies.
hanging out.
So my question is, if you could make like I guess a puppet body, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you make it look like Snoke? Like, why does it have to
why
look
is he
like
so ugly?
Why is he so ugly and parts missing? Like,
I know. Wouldn't you make it like Brad Pitt or something like that?
like he'd
Like,
or just like a normal looking dude, right?
Yeah, I'm overly attractive.
To be fair, how do these people get other people to follow them? Like, Snoke looked like a troll. The Emperor looks like a troll. Like, at some point when somebody comes out and you're like, all right, join this new government, what's their leader? And
this
Palpatine,
deformed guy.
Yeah, and Palpatine walks out, you're like, I'm pretty sure that guy's gonna do evil. Like, there's
right.
right. Like,
even when he was a senator for Naboo, like he's like this crusty old looking dude. Like,
he's a little shady looking.
I trust him. Yeah.
Like, Ian McDormand did really well because he made it look, just as an actor, like he makes you feel icky. You know, it's like,
you have to read Tyler Calvert's comment, but I was thinking it too, because you have to do the voice.
Which one here? But the unlimited power.
Yeah, that's why Palpatine, right? That's the key to his success, is the unlimited power.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's fair too. Like, I was like worried. I thought they were gonna like have it as like a clone of the Emperor, like all the comic books did. But then I started to think, like,
I don't know, man. What was he? Like a zombie? Zombie Palpatine? I don't need, like, they didn't even explain it.
Yeah, but you got to be fair. Like, so, I mean, Luke did fall down a fairly similar looking, shaft and just scooted out to fall on an antenna. So, like,
true, he could have grabbed a hold of something.
Right? Maybe he, forced himself into somewhere, like lived at the bottom. But yeah, I got like what I did there.
Yeah.
So,
well done.
Yeah. So yeah, him being back, I guess, is fine. But like, explain the fucking Snoke and the other things. Is, like you said, he was also the like Vader voice that Kylo Ren heard. It was never, his father or anything like that, or his grandpa. Yeah. So I'm like, well, if you can just talk through a helmet, that makes sense, right? Like, you're
sure. Well, he's in his head because he's a Sith Lord, right? He can just pop into people's heads.
Right. But how the fuck do you control another body?
I don't know.
You can't show me controlling another body without explaining how did you control the other body. And don't just give me it was the Force. No, because if you could do that, there's a lot of other powers that I think that you should be doing.
It's just a really bad explanation of Snoke, like who never even needed to be in these movies. Like they should have figured out a way to just to subtly introduce the Emperor, like in The Force Awakens or whatever you want to call it. Like, right, that the first part of this trilogy, you didn't need Snoke. Yeah. He was a waste of a character, and that's what I was talking about before, right? That's one of those answers that you're just trying to make fit, and it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Right. So,
while we're talking about Palpatine and unnecessary answers that are just used to be forced to make it and doesn't feel right, how about Ms. Rey Palpatine?
Yeah, right. Rey Palpatine.
How stupid. Right? Like how did like and I've actually seen the movie twice. So seeing it 2 times now, like she doesn't even need to be a Palpatine, man. You can still bring back the Emperor. You didn't need to do that whole scene with Kylo. You don't need any of that.
Yeah. So if the movie can make the same sense with or without that plot twist, that plot twist wasn't necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
He could just be like, you're the most powerful Force user. And still keep the like your parents were random folks. But I need a powerful body. Yours is the best. We're going into it. Like
that's all you had to do.
You're gonna kill me, and then we're all gonna take control, right? Like, there you go.
All you had to do. That's again. It feels like that they wanted to make her somebody of significance because that's what the fans wanted, right? Everybody's like, oh, I bet she's Rey Kenobi. I bet she's, Rey Calrissian, or like, I bet she's Rey Skywalker. She is. Or I bet she's Rey Palpatine. Like everybody wanted her to be something.
To be fair, I did not actually guess Palpatine, and I know a lot of people skip that one over.
I remember hearing it because everybody threw out, like, I joke about Calrissian, like people threw out like everything after The Force Awakens, and then they just killed that in Last Jedi by Kylo being like, your parents are nothing or nobody, and then this one is like, oh no, just kidding, they were pretending to be nobody. That's what I meant. You're really Palpatine.
Yeah,
that was
you're so dumb to think I was telling you the truth. You're so dumb.
Yeah, like the scenes calls it fan service choice in the chat. Like that's exactly what it was, man. It's like, you guys want her to be somebody? Well, guess what? She's a Palpatine. And then at the end of the movie, it's like, all right, you guys want her to be somebody? Well, guess what? She's now Rey Skywalker.
Yeah. So which if she ever has kids, that means that the Skywalker family is actually going to be the clan of the Palpatines instead. So Tyler brings up another point. He said he knew she was a Palpatine once she shot that lightning out of her hand and blew up the ship. Yeah. So that was the point where I was like, no, because that's the way you do it. Like dumb.
That whole scene was bad.
Right. Like too. dumb. But too, like, the Force lightning isn't something unique to Palpatines, because Count Dooku does it. Like, that is just a general Sith power. That's one of the powers that comes along with mastering the dark side, is the lightning. Rey, so based on the canon of the way you set up the lightning thing, it's not a family trait. That's the bad guy trait. Her being able to do it as a Jedi should not be possible. Even though she's still like questioning it there, she still is like not on the dark side to where she should be able to do the lightning. Yeah. So they did it to be like, oh, look, you're going to find out she's a Palpatine.
Right. A little bit of foreshadowing.
But I'm like, but at that point, shouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah.
It annoyed the living hell out of me.
You know what else annoyed the living hell out of me from that scene? Was the fact that they killed Chewie. And then they didn't kill Chewie.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I don't like the whole off-screen,
Why,
like,
Scott?
the
Why
secondary
did they pretend to kill Chewbacca?
Yeah. Because they wanted the shock moment. Because they're like, ooh, Chewie dies too. Like,
just kidding.
Because you knew they were going to kill Princess Leia. They have to.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Right. So she was going to die. But they're like, ooh, we got to get rid of all the old people so they can go. And
yeah.
Chewie's, I guess, the only one of the old guard left.
And Lando.
Yeah.
Lando was lame in this movie too, but
that's the extent of Billy D's care for acting anymore. Like, that's exactly what I expect out of Billy D. Williams,
right?
At this juncture.
That was one of my least favorite moments. Was Chewbacca's fake death? Like, oh, just kidding. There were two ships. Yeah. And when I watched it the second time, there were two ships. Like, clearly, like, first viewing, you're not paying that much attention. You're like, oh my God, she just killed Chewie.
Yeah, well, I kind of did, because I think when it did that, I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw two, because the scene is pretty close to where you see the number of ships.
Yeah,
when he's getting buckled to when she blows it. Like,
she fights, right? It does the flip, the scene where she chops the wing off of Kylo's TIE fighter that was in all the trailers. So that's like a minute, maybe minute and a half scene after Chewie gets captured.
But so I get the point that they wanted to, because they wanted her to be like, I killed my friend, to like, doubt and all those things. But like, they told her, like, not very long after, like, oh, just kidding. Like,
it was a pretty quick just kidding. I like the whole thing was just stupid and unnecessary.
Yeah. So if it wanted to be, because now
they needed a reason to go on to, I don't even know where they went. It's Kylo Ren's ship, right? They needed a reason to go on Kylo Ren's ship. So it was like, oh, we got to go
rescue Chewie.
Yeah, we got to go rescue Chewie. Or whatever. Like it was, or get the thing they stole. And then it's like, oh, surprise, Chewie's still alive. And she feels him right away as soon as she's on that ship. Like,
oh, he's here. He's here.
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
Oh, guys, Chewbacca's alive. Yeah.
So bad. You know what else was bad? Tyler Calvert's on fire today in the chat. He says also the Knights of Ren were underwhelming.
Yeah.
Knights of Ren were just a complete waste too. Like,
so they're like, ooh, the Knights of Ren, right? And all the stormtroopers were afraid of them. So they did a good job beating up an unarmed Ben Solo. Like,
yeah, started to.
Until they started to. They were beating him up, right? They were winning that fight against that unarmed guy.
Yeah.
Who you would think, like, if you're got the Force, like, fling them motherfuckers around. Like, why are you fighting them with your fists?
Yeah.
Like, he knocks a couple of them down with the Force, and I'm like, there you go. Like,
and then he gets in Rey's right.
Yeah.
Then he gets in Rey's head, and I don't know. Do you like the thing where they can like pass stuff back and forth?
I don't get.
I don't really like that.
Another thing you have to explain more. Like, I know you've been doing it this whole time, right? So that goes on the whole trilogy.
Part of their connection.
Yeah, but why are they connected? Because it's a Skywalker and a Palpatine. And they're like, oh, it goes down to the child of one and the grandchild of another.
Yeah, makes no sense.
Why were those two like bonded? Like, I want again, just give me an explanation of why.
Yes.
Like, and again, that could have saved a lot of people some trouble because he invented this new power. And
Tyler says they're connected by love.
Yeah, by love. They're destined
because
to be in love.
They don't even know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just like
so
they clearly have conversations, just chilling there, just like talking back and forth. Like,
hey,
what are you doing today? How was your day? Like,
you hang up first. No, you hang up first.
Yeah, like you stop force projecting.
Yeah. You.
Yeah, the whole transferring shit back and forth is dumb. It was. I say. I know you wanted to do this, Larry, because we're getting close to the end of the time, and I think this will take it up. So I'm going to flip our branding here for a second.
All right. So I think you've ran through your list pretty good, dude. I've got a couple of things. You got
more. You got more. All right. Well, I'm doing this.
You go. Switch. Cue me up for our special effect. But yeah. So, Scott, since it's just me and you, and we're talking about a movie, this feels a lot like a Totally Red movie podcast.
It does. So,
and I have a totally bogus moment from Rise of the Skywalker.
Totally bogus.
All right. So my totally bogus moment from The Rise of Skywalker is at the very, very end when Maz Kanata gives Chewbacca a medal.
Yeah.
What was that? I mean, I get it. Like, right? People have been complaining for 40 years that at the end of A New Hope, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker got medals from Princess Leia for helping save the galaxy. And poor old Chewbacca's just standing off there on the side like a third wheel. But, like, why is Maz Kanata doing it? Why now? Why then? There's no ceremony, no nothing. It was just the worst, stupid thing to try to squeeze in.
Okay, so to your point, I just thought of something else.
What?
That wasn't a new medal. Like, I'm sorry, that was the same medals that were supposed to be given out back in the day, right?
Oh, like they lost?
Like, which means...
It's always the same one, yeah. Like
it's the same one that they were giving out. So, which means Maz went and stole that from, like, Leia, like Han. That's either Han's or Luke's.
I see where you're going.
Like,
well, she had Luke's lightsaber. Maybe.
She took Luke's medal and fucking gave that one to Chewie.
Yeah. Like, so bad, man. So bad.
Like, that's not like. Yeah.
Right. I didn't need it. I cringed. My eyes were rolling so loud that the people next to me probably could hear it. Like, it was.
Did you do the audible? Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, oh my God, what just happened?
Right. So
I get it. Chewie should have had a medal in the first one. but god damn, it's been 40 years. He's okay. Chewie's okay.
Okay. I actually have a totally bogus though, because
Oh,
I
good.
have
There you
something
go.
that's different. The stupid conversation with the little girl on the planet about what's
Who
your
gives her the
what's,
necklace?
yeah, who gives the next? She's like, "What's your name?" She's like, "Ray." She's like, "Oh, what's your like family name?" She's like, "I don't have one. It's just me."
I believe the way C-3PO translated is like, she would be honored to know
No,
your last name or your family name too.
Your clan name or whatever.
Yeah, like, it's like,
And
I mean, okay,
bleh,
so at the
it was
time,
so bad.
at the time in the movie, right? Yeah, I'm like, oh, that was stupid and forced. But then, like, I kind of get it because at the very end, they do it again. Yeah, when she's on Tatooine outside Uncle Owen's moisture farm.
Yeah,
and that lady comes up and does the same exact thing. Like, oh, what's your last name?
Oh, so can we talk about the fact it's called Rise of the Skywalker because at the end,
Yes.
Rey says her name is Skywalker.
She claims herself to be a Skywalker.
Yeah.
Instead of Palpatine.
That's why you're gonna call it the Rise of the Skywalker.
You're right. It's a really bad title too. Really bad.
And the sad thing is, with this movie, like we've bitched about it quite a bit, but like it's the movie was actually entertaining. I will say that though. I'm gonna jump back in because we've been shitting on it for a while. So it goes there. I actually do, Larry. I'm gonna do this because we have this up. There's always in every movie. There's kind of the opposite, right? We talked about the totally bogus, the thing that makes your eyes roll so hard, you can taste it. You know?
Yeah. I know where you're going.
So
do we have a totally rad moment too?
So I'm going for a totally rad moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me do the jingle.
Like totally rad.
Okay. Do you have a totally rad moment?
I do. Yeah. Want me to do mine first?
Yeah. Go ahead. Do yours.
So mine was kind of near the end. After Rey goes to the Luke Island or whatever, and she talks with the Force Ghost Luke. It was really cool to see Rey flying Luke's X-wing. I really liked that part.
Red 5.
Yeah, and then they referenced Red 5 a couple times. Like that whole thing was pretty cool. That like it was hard, man. We talked about this briefly before we went live. I'm like, I don't know if I have one, but Rey flying Luke's X-wing. That was pretty cool. That is my totally rad moment.
Yeah. Okay.
What was yours, dude?
So Tyler Calvert says we're going to bring this up. So I'm going to bring thing. I do like the, like after the destruction of Kylo, not even destruction. He just fucking throws it in the lake.
Yeah.
With Kylo's lightsaber, when they busted out the fact that Luke had been training Leia, like I thought that was kind of a cool thing is that she started to like go through and he did enough to like show her how to do the light to like make a lightsaber, right? And, like the fact that we had that with the kind of like the more magenta kind of hue to the blade to it, or that I like that. Now the fact that it's been there the whole time and fucking like everyone,
they never hinted about Leia doing any Force stuff, and
I mean, well, they did in the.
I mean, I guess she flew through space, right?
She flew through space, and even in the original one, she like has been like show that she's like has the Force, right?
Yeah, like Finn level Force, right? Like feelings and
like I know. So I mean, it hints that she could have, and it showed that Luke had started to train her, so it explains why she was able to do some of the stuff. But it was really cool to see and to find a new lightsaber in the canon and to have it one of the newer people to. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I got no problem with that. What do you think about but then Rey goes and buries them. And then she's got her new lightsaber with the yellow blade. The
yellow blade with the dual it looks like a dual hilt one too, right? Because it looks like it's the handle from her old little stick.
Oh, cool.
So it looked like because it had like bandages wrapped around it. So it looks like that's what it was going at, is that the reason why she was so bad with the lightsaber is but she's really good with her stick. She needs she needs the two weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
She needs a stick.
You think there's any significance behind the yellow, or is that just Disney's way of selling more merch?
So, I mean, we can talk all about like the whole like old school canon because like that was one class of Jedi always had yellow, but it was because they like in some of the games and stuff they're like, we need to like have a canon reason why these guys have yellow lightsabers, so they made one up. So but yeah, I mean it's cool, I guess. I mean, we've had red, we kind of have that the purpley hue one, and then we have the blue. So it's cool. We finally get to see a yellow lightsaber on screen. Well, I guess prequel, right? Because a couple of them were yellow in that. But so like I want to know where she got the resources to make the lightsaber. So I can actually answer that question. So in the Return of the Jedi, there's like the narration part for it that he's where he built his own lightsaber. I guess so. There's a way to make a synthetic kyber crystal, and there's like using a forge that he found in Obi-Wan's house. Is how he made the crystal for his lightsaber, which means that he could have had Leia do the same thing,
or he wrote it in those books that Rey stole. Right, like it's
right. Well, I mean, if Luke made it, and then like
but
I'm
he didn't
sure
make Rey's, at least the yellow one.
Yeah, like there's going to be like I mean, because that was the rite of passage, right? To make a lightsaber. So
well, where did Kylo get the stuff to make his?
Well, that's from the Emperor, right? Who would know how to make one. But
he doesn't have one. Why doesn't the Emperor have a lightsaber? He never has a lightsaber, does he? Not even in the prequels?
No, in the prequels he does when he fights Yoda.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
So
old man Emperor doesn't.
Old man Emperor doesn't. Yeah. He does the little zappy fingers. He does the
magic fingers.
He's got magic fingers. All the ladies love Palpatines.
He fingered Rey so hard.
Yeah. So and his apprentice's grandson. They both got fingered pretty hard.
All right, so we're almost at an hour, and I beforehand I'm like, we probably don't need to spend a lot of time on this.
But we got more to talk about.
I got one more big complaint. Okay. So Rey is Palpatine's grandkid, right? And her dad is Palpatine's son.
Yep.
Did he not have any force powers? And why did that whole thing is so awful too? Like, why didn't we know Palpatine had a son?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't exist at all.
At no point did we talk about this.
He was never married. Like who hooked up with that wrinkly old raisin man? Like,
well, and I guess he would have had to been like New Republic time, like when he first controlled the Senate or whatever.
I guess, but he was old. Like I don't know if that works.
Yeah,
I think he would have been like Return of the Jedi times or like around that.
Well, I mean, maybe he has concubines. Like, for everything that the Emperor does, I would not put rape past him.
No, absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't want to say that he kind of comes off with his little ballsack face a little rapey.
True.
But the Emperor is definitely a little rapey. So, yeah.
But like that whole thing, again, it was all just about convenience. And like, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're the grandkid because you're too young to be a kid. And that doesn't work. So yeah, you had your parents that we've been teasing and talking about. They just, they knew that you had powers and they had to hide you from the Emperor. Yeah, apparently dad had nothing. And
and again, if that was the case, why didn't he just have his kid at some point kill him and take over, since all the Sith would be in that?
Yeah, it's just so weird, man.
So yeah.
That being said, I really enjoyed the movie.
I did. Like I said, we've been shitting on it, but
it's
a lot of dumb stuff that you're like, come on. But I still enjoyed the movie. I had fun. I got a dumb story I'm going to tell you, though. I did find out something very interesting about my theater in this movie.
The movie theater?
Yeah. Because that I went to was an AMC. It had those little reclining chairs or whatever. Maybe people who live somewhere else in the country where it actually gets cold, this is a common thing in the new theaters or whatever. But about 20 minutes into this movie, I felt that my back was on fire. Because apparently those little reclining seats are also heated?
Yeah, they have the little heater button. So maybe somebody left it on, or the guy next to you accidentally tapped yours. Like
for whatever reason, I was like, whoo.
We've only, I know what you mean, because like our
You've been to that
car
theater.
has it. Yeah, I've been to that theater, but our car has it. And when we went to Flagstaff like last year in the winter, it was like super cold in Flagstaff. So I totally turned it on. It's my wife's car. Like I don't really drive it. I didn't even know how to use the stupid heating seat thing. But like I think we turned it on. Maybe stopped at the gas station. Maybe I think we even ate breakfast. But like if you don't turn it back off, it just stays on. And we're like driving home. Like we're like a good 30 minutes down the road, and say, man, I'm just burning up. And I'm like, my God, like what's happening to me? I felt like I was dying. And my wife's like, the heated seat's on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this was, I mean, I went early in the morning, right? To like the first showing. So it was like
that's even more weird.
38 degrees outside. So the theater was cold as shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know I think this is the theater one because all the seats next to me weren't on.
Okay.
So I think what it was
somebody must have left it on.
No, what I think is I wonder. I'm guessing that at a certain temperature it just turns on for the seats they show occupied. Like I think it's on like a timer.
Yeah.
Because I moved over to another seat. I looked to see if there was a button I switched.
Yeah.
Because I went to a movie at like 8:45 in the morning. There was no one in there. I had extra seats I could go to. I had 3 rows to myself to choose from. So yeah, I also found out in this theater that there's a difference between the IMAX 3D and the real 3D process. Yeah, because they gave me the IMAX glasses instead. Oh. And the first trailer and the trailer for Jungle Cruise came up, and they're like, put on your 3D glasses. The trailer's also in 3D, and I put on my glasses, and I was like, I can't see shit. Like, it's still blurry. Whenever they do a 3D shot, so I had to run out of the theater to go get the right glasses before that trailer ended, because that was the last one before the movie started.
Well, at least you were able to correct it. But yeah, yes. I didn't know. That's crazy, man. Well, on the plus side, at least nobody sitting next to you took off their shoes. So that's always fun.
Yeah. I did not have a shoe taker. You just have really bad luck with it.
I do.
But yeah,
but nobody sat next to me on Thursday night, so we didn't have that problem this time.
No stinky feet for Larry in the theater. So, Larry, I think we're getting at the point for you to do your thing.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. If you're not following us on Instagram, you should check us out at STS Guys. If you're not following us on Twitter, you should check us out at STS Guys. And if you're not following us on Facebook, you should follow us at the STS Guys. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
I guess it's on to me, shilling like a villain.
Yeah, dude, there's nobody else here.
Yeah,
Nate's not here.
That, so.
But yeah, go get your Rise of the Skywalker Funko Pops at shumistore.com. Enter code STS Guys. You'll save 10%. I'm wearing this awesome Dark Side shirt that I got from Animated Apparel Company. Go to animatedapparelcompany.com. Enter code STS Guys. Oh, and Scott's wearing his Deadpool hat. Very nice.
My awesome Deadpool hat from Animated Apparel.
Yeah, so we are both repping Animated Apparel Company today. So go to their website, enter code STS Guys. You're going to save 10%, and you're going to get free shipping. Get yourself some nicely priced, great quality licensed T-shirts. Animated Apparel Company. It's the best.
Dude, oh my God. Okay, I've got to bring it out for this. I got tripped out driving in the car the other day because of this.
Did the London Gold commercial come on?
Yeah.
The one where they're like, you've been talking about this all year.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, this.
Like they're listening to me.
They know. They're sending it to my radio.
Yeah. I have heard that commercial as well. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Just because we've been ripping off their thing.
Yeah.
That made me. I'm glad that you heard the London Gold one too.
I did, and it is amazing. I really want to talk to somebody at London Gold and see if they'll be an official sponsor of the STS Guys podcast.
And then we can actually be like, we'll use it correctly. We promise.
Oh, absolutely. I'll say it all the time.
Check out this watch. So yeah. All right. I'm going to go.
I think Nate and Jeremy should be back next week. I'm going to put money on the fact we're going to at least talk a little bit more Rise of the Skywalker. Scott said he watched The Witcher on Netflix.
So yeah, I was going to say,
probably talk about
if we had time, we were going to talk about it, but we didn't end up having time. And I know Jeremy is a big fan, so we'll probably talk about that and Mandalorian and Rise of Skywalker again next week.
Yeah,
So
for
cool.
sure.
So Larry, before we get going, anything else you want to say about Rise of the Skywalker?
No, even though we just spent this entire episode pointing out all the bad things, again, I really I did enjoy it. It was better than I thought it would be. Yeah, it had its problems, but you know what? Nothing's perfect in this world, not even a Star Wars movie.
Let's just say, with all the problems that we talked about, I still had a lot of fun in the movie.
Yeah, it's just nitpicky stuff, and like that's what Star Wars fans do, right? We just pick at all the things we didn't like, but none of them were deal breakers. It was still enjoyable.
I could go back and nitpick any of the other movies
probably
the same, and I would still enjoy, and I will still enjoy watching them.
And how excited were you to see an Ewok at the end? Because I was pretty excited to see the Ewoks.
Yeah, with those
they're back, baby.
Fucking buck teeth. Yeah. So yum
nub. Yeah,
I still love Nyen Yub is still in this movie. He survived of all things.
Yeah. I could say so much more about this movie. I got questions.
We're going to talk.
Next week.
We're going to keep this up next week. So for episode 114 of the STS Guys, I am Scott.
Hey, it's Larry.
And you have been awesome. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.